Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Created Puzzles Grind on chess.com. As always, I'll try to solve the puzzles as quickly as possible and then talk about the solutions. If you watched my last episode, you could have seen that it didn't go that well. I made some horrible moves, so hopefully today goes better. And let's begin. So I think it has to be this. Maybe I'm missing something, but I'm pretty certain that Queen h6 doesn't win because of rook g8, so yeah, I'll try it. If it's wrong, it's wrong. Right, it's correct, and I saw this, and now I threaten mate in 1. And if he goes here, I just peacefully move away. And this is correct, so let's go guys, 4 in a row. Yeah, in the last episode, the middle of it was quite horrible, but yeah, in the end they bounced back, so nice to see that transferring to today, and this puzzle is quite fascinating. So the first thing you can notice is just this interesting position where the enemy king is almost getting mated, and the first move that comes to my mind is this one, because it's like I'm threatening mate in 1 and it looks very promising, but then he has this move rook g8 which defends that g7 square, and really then I can't really mate him, and the idea that came to me was bringing my rook up, because let's just show. If I do this, I threaten to sack my queen and almost mate him anyway. But this is the only issue with this move, is that here, let's say he made some random move, like let's say he missed it and played like queen c2. Then I could have sacked my queen, he must have taken, and this would have been mate. But the issue is that in this position, if I play this, he just has this move, and this pawn is covered by the rook. I can't capture it, and it covers that square, so I have no mate, and yeah, it's not great. But then I just thought, well, what if I bring my rook up first? Then it's quite different, because if I do this, well, I still have this idea. Let's say he can't like push the pawn or something, because I would just take it and it would just be mate, and really he doesn't really have any way to prevent me from playing my queen there later and threatening mate. And once again he would have to play rook g8 to prevent it, and then I could sack my queen and mate him otherwise. So in the puzzle he played here, well, I go here. uh, I mean, he can do this and check, but it doesn't really matter. He has to play this to prevent the move or just sack the queen, but then I just take and it's checkmate unavoidably. So a very, very beautiful puzzle. Let's keep going. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think this move looks promising. I can't really see a forced mate, but I think it might be correct. If he does this, then it's really simple. I take the queen and the rook, I'm pretty certain. Yeah, I think so. And I have this check, which actually saves my knight, I think. Almost. Yeah, because he has to go somewhere and I escape. Wow, but I really didn't expect him to go for that variation. What I was calculating, I think, was much better for white, unless I missed some forced win. So yeah, first of all, this just doesn't work. The king just goes here and I have no more checks. Everything is just losing. So yeah, I saw this and it doesn't work. So really, what else do I have? Really no other checks. Nothing makes sense. I looked at this move, but yeah, it also doesn't work. He just takes and yeah, I have nothing. Oh, apparently that would have been a mistake, but he would not take my queen. My queen is hanging, so yeah, of course, this move is really not great, but really this move looked promising because I saw that if he takes my queen, I take this, exactly what happened in the puzzle. I think this is just bad because clearly he just loses his rook. And yeah, it's nice that I have this check to save my knight, but really what I was calculating was here I was calculating if he takes with the pawn, I was looking at this, and then this is the only move, and I couldn't see a forced mate. Yeah, I saw this, but then he just goes here, and I didn't see how I can mate him. Yeah, apparently, as you can see, I'm somehow really winning, but it's not really clear how. Okay, the engine says that I just take, and I guess I just bring my rooks in because he can't really move his king anywhere. So I suppose that makes quite some sense if he does this though. Well, I bring my rooks in anyway somehow, and yeah, I suppose it's just winning even though there is no forced mate immediately, but yeah, if I play well, apparently this is winning. So that's what I was calculating, what I saw, and yeah, apparently here I should win, but it's not so simple. But yeah, luckily in the puzzle the variation is way easier. Alright, 5 in a row. Let's keep going. This is tricky. Oh wow, the variations look very, very, very tricky. I'm really not sure what to do here. Like this move looks reasonable. This looks very tricky and I can't make it work, and this also, so really it might just be capturing the rook somehow. Maybe it's just not good enough. Yeah, I think it doesn't work, so really must be one of these two checks then, I think, but I'm not sure which one. Maybe this just doesn't work if he just simply blocks with the rook. But then I would have this check and it would get tricky again. Yeah, maybe this makes sense. I mean, it's like a 50-50. I hope so, at least, if I'm not mistaken. This looks a bit reasonable because if he blocks with whichever rook, I have this check, and if he moves there, I threaten something like just taking, and whatever he does, I suppose I have a check, but damn, it's so tricky. I really can't see that far, so really I suppose I'll just have to guess. Yeah, I think this doesn't win me, so I'll guess that it's this. If it's wrong, it's wrong, but really it's my best guess. And it's incorrect. So was it this after all? It was, but why? Why doesn't he go to this square immediately? Why? Can someone please explain? Yes, what if he just goes here? Yes, I go here, he goes here. Apparently, I have queen c6 check, only move. And I totally missed it, but what if he just blocks? Apparently then he pins himself and I can take the rook. Wow, so of course the entire variation just doesn't work if I don't find queen c6. Yeah, I completely missed that this diagonal would be an option for me to check him. And yeah, if he moves his queen, this is mate. So wow, very, very important detail apparently. Yeah, of course, if he goes here, it's just very, very quickly. I mean, here it's the same. I have to find queen c6. If I don't find this move in these variations, I just lose. But if I find this, it's really not much he can do. This is just mate. If he doesn't block, and if he blocks, it's just winning because I take this rook. And this rook is pinned. So wow, that is really, really, really crazy. And as you can see, like many only moves, it's really not a simple position. But wow, once again, the solution. Yeah, of course, like I think these are the only two checks to consider. And really here you have to find the crucial move. Uh, I mean, if he goes there, then yeah, it's not in this variation, but in another. And here it's like the rook is hanging and the queen is hanging, so you just go here and both of them are protected. So it makes sense. But yeah, in all the other variations where he doesn't go there with the king, but elsewhere you have to find queen c6 check if the king is on g2. So yeah, pretty tricky puzzle, but yeah, I suppose it works like that. I missed this move, which is crucial. Right, so this is fairly simple. You can notice the check, and then yeah, of course, if the king goes here, this is just mate on one. If the king goes here, it's similarly just mate on one. So really, it's only this move that is interesting. And here you have to be careful not to play like this check because the king just goes here and escapes and it's lost. So you have to find this move, check with the bishop, which covers that diagonal. He can't escape and he can't capture the bishop because of the pawn. And these squares are covered by the queen, so really he has to go back to e7 and then this is checkmate. So yeah, fairly simple and beautiful puzzle. Yeah, so I think this is the move. Then this is the move, I think. Yes. Oh, yeah, this is, I think, the idea. Well, if he does this, I just take with check, I think. Yeah, I don't see any crazy tricks. Yeah, but what was more interesting was, yeah, if he goes here and then he tries to go back and then I just go here and the rook has to move anyway. And he can try something like this, but then I take check and come back just in time to protect everything. So yeah, very beautiful puzzle. Yeah, so the first thing you can notice is that his bishop is pinned to his king. It can't move because he can't put himself into check, which is very important detail. And then really the only thing preventing me from just taking that bishop with check is this rook. And that gives me some ideas. What if I could somehow get the rook off the d file? And you can kind of see that conveniently my king is near, he can just go to e7, attack these three squares, and it's pretty nice. My pawn is also covering that square, which is pretty convenient. And then the only two squares which are safe for his rook are white squares, and they have a light square bishop. So really it's nice because wherever he goes I can attack it with my bishop, and inevitably my bishop can land on c4 where both of these squares are covered. So really that's the whole solution. And yeah, if in the puzzle he tries, oh sorry, I attack the rook wherever he goes to the white square, and if he tries whatever I just keep attacking it, and of course he can take the pawn, but I just take the bishop, and if he tries to defend, this is the key thing, that my bishop can go to this square and really attack both of these squares, and the d4 square is defended by my pawn, and once again the c3 doesn't work because I just come back and defend my everything is just defended. So yeah, very nice puzzle. Let's keep going. Yeah, this check looks best. I don't really see, like I can't really move any other pieces, and yeah, I will just try it. If it's wrong, I'll be surprised. And it is wrong, of course, but okay, then I really only have some. Okay, but why does he have to block? Is what I don't understand. Why can't he just... Oh, he can't go to the back rank because I could take this rook, but what if he just tries to go here or something? Apparently I have a 4 check. And apparently apparently this is the order. And h5 threaten this. Alright, it's a bit complex, but why does this not work? Is what I'm interested in. What does he have? He has king c2. Let's say I go for my idea, b5. Yes, he has this check. I move here. And apparently he just moves the knight away and I'm not winning. Yeah, which is interesting. And apparently if I do this check, once again he can't go to the back rank because of the rook. It would be hanging with check, but apparently if he goes to e3, somehow I'm somehow winning. I mean, I suppose he doesn't have any mating attack against me. If he tries something like this, I just take and yeah, I suppose somehow he's getting mated. Yeah, so not a simple position, but yeah, pretty interesting. Alright, so yeah, this puzzle is very interesting. Actually, this queen sack almost works because if I sack, if he takes here, then this is mate in a few, but really the problem is that he doesn't have to take with the f pawn, he can just take with the h pawn, and I have nothing and I'm lost. So yeah, that wouldn't work. It really, for the same reason, the f pawn can't really capture anything. You can just take the bishop, and yeah, once again, if he was to capture, it's the same mate, so he can't really capture. So yeah, he doesn't really have any great move. If he tries to do whatever, you really just take and you're up a bishop. So yeah, just a beautiful puzzle. Just yeah, here you have to be careful not to capture with the rook, because then he just takes your queen and you're lost. So yeah, you have to capture with the queen, and yeah, if he captures your queen, it's even better for you. You have simplified in your upper bishop. So yeah, yet another very beautiful puzzle. Right, so this is also very nice and pretty simple. You can notice that you have a very crazy massive attack against his king. So really, you have quite a few checks, like these two with the pawn and the one with the queen. So really, I just calculated the ones with the pawn. This one, if I go here, has to go into the corner, and I really didn't see some forced mate. Like I can like check here, but he just takes, and really I have nothing. I'm too late because I'm getting mated myself on c2. He has mate on 1, so really that doesn't work. And what I saw, that this pawn looks way better because he can't capture it with the king because of the knight and the queen, of course. So if he captures with the rook, as seen in the puzzle, really, then I have this check which just looks very great, and he has to go into the corner, and then the other rook just finishes the job. And this checkmate. And if he goes into the corner here, then really this is just checkmate immediately. So yeah, just a very nice forced checkmate. Wow, this is so beautiful. Really, if not for this patient king move, it wouldn't work. But wow, this is just so beautiful because immediately I looked. So okay, he takes the king, and maybe I can't mate him, but actually this pawn push is really wonderful. Yeah, guys, remember to stay hydrated. I'm drinking water during the puzzles. I recommend you to do the same, and really this just works because yeah, he has to go down, and really I have this check, but he just goes down, and I just have no way to mate him. I can't check with the rook really because he just escapes, and yeah, there's no forced mate. But then I thought, really, if he couldn't go to that 3 square, I would still have this check, and it would be mate. And really, his king is out of moves. He just can't move anywhere. This file is covered by the rook. This is covered by the rook. This is covered by the pawn. The pawn is protected by the rook. And that square is covered by that pawn. So really, if I just go here, the only way he could prevent me from just playing g3 later and just mating him is if he had some kind of check or interception between like these rooks doing their job. But really, he has 0 checks and he has no way to intercept. So really, no matter what he does, this is just checkmate. So very beautiful and crucial knight f2 move to just cover the c3 square and really paralyze the enemy king and then checkmate him. So wow, a really very beautiful puzzle. Alright, one puzzle to go, let's get it. Wow, this just looks like a brutal move, even better than the checks. So this turned out to be trickier than I expected, really. I'm not really sure. Ooh, this must be it, right? Whew, wow. So really, it's quite complicated there in the end. But yeah, this move just looks crushing. It hits the rook, and as you can see, if you take the rook with check, really the king has to move, and then you get the other rook as well. It also threatens to take e6, and yeah, just also that check. It just really threatens a lot, and it looks great. Really, then yeah, he finds this resourceful move. Queen c5 check. Yeah, it doesn't really do much, but it gets the queen in there to help defend. And really, I didn't really see why f1 is horrible, but I saw that he like can check somewhere. Apparently, he could castle and check me. Wow, that's a crazy move. But yeah, I saw that h1 is for sure safe. And then he has to prevent me from taking that rook somehow. Really, yeah, he can move his king, but then I have this check, and it looks interesting because yeah, if he moves back, go back to the back rank, I just take the rook with check. But if he tried to escape here, then it would have been more complicated. Yeah, apparently I would have this check, and yeah, if he tries to run, he's getting mated. So yeah, wherever he goes, it's just mate. Yeah, so for that reason, he can't go to e7, which I I think I didn't calculate, but because I think in the puzzle he went to 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 d7. Yeah, I think that's what happened. Yeah, he went to d7, but yeah, he can't go to e7 because he gets mated, and here really he had to find this crucial move. Really, I was looking at rook takes, but then he just takes, and yeah, it just doesn't work. But yeah, really, if I take the queen, he takes that, and I'm just down a bishop for a rook, as it's really bad. But yeah, this crucial move. The queen is pinned, he can't take my bishop with the queen, and he can't take it with the king because he can't put himself in check, so really he has to move back to the back rank, or else if he goes to e7, let's just show the solution once again. Alright, so in the puzzle he goes here, right? So after I do this and he blocks, this is the only move I have to find it, everything else just doesn't work. If he goes here, I just take the queen with check and win the game, and yeah, apparently it's quickly mate in two, and yeah, it's just pretty easy victory. And yeah, if he tries to defend the queen, well, I just collect the rook and has to move somewhere, and I just take the other rook, and it's completely winning. Yeah, so very nice puzzle. It took me some time to figure it out, but yeah, today has been a much better day yesterday. Wow, only 2 puzzles wrong. So yeah, pretty happy about today. Bounced back from yesterday's horrible months, but yeah, today a much better day. So I believe I got 10 puzzles in. Yeah, 10 puzzles in. Thank you so much for watching. If you got this far into the video, I really appreciate it. If you liked it, you can like it and also subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out when I upload some new videos in the future. And also, if you're watching this in the end of November or in the beginning of December 2021, I remind you that the World Chess Championship is actually happening, and you can just find it on chess.com or somewhere else. It's really exciting and an exciting event to watch. So once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.